This car, this driver, so close last year to being the best in the business. So close last year to being the next big thing, to being the champion. He's coming for everybody this year, Ian. Let's see how he gets on in the first run of qualifying.
Yeah, he's done a lot of work to the car. He said the car feels better than ever. And now look at this, as Lauri Heinonen, he's better than anyone on that initiation and better than anyone on that first inside zone. As Lauri Heinonen gets himself dialed, look at this, a wide line. He swings the car into the outside zone. This incredible, snappy transition. Heinonen back on form once again as Lauri Heinonen squeezes the throttle and puts the back end of that 180SX across the line.
Unbelievable. An 87
He's an 87 or more.
Over an 87. So that's where he needs to be right now. The finish flags are out. Will the finish driver deliver? Lauri Heinonen fires in.
Yeah, look at this, windows flexing as he fires in on big angle. Lauri Heinonen looks for the inside zone as he opens up the throttle. He's a little shy on it. He has to wobble. Look at that front wheel, shallows off the angle now as that V8 screams. He dials back on the angle, big angle as he comes into outside zone 3 on the foot brake as he flicks it 90 degrees past that inside zone, but he's messed himself up. Get into the outside zone, that final long one as he stands on the accelerator and unleashes the sound across the line.
It's very wild. He basically just had a little look over it. I can imagine a slow motion moment.
Yeah.
As he's on the 90.
I think if you say favourites now, that's out the window. Everything's been reset to 0. Here we go, off the line. Lauri Heinonen to lead in. Edgar's Kagaris. Kagaris looks for the side of that purple and yellow S13. Dials on too much angle and he's slow. He hasn't got the pace now as Heinonen starts to work in. Turn the screw, open the throttle. Kagaris making some mistakes. Look at that early transition. Puts himself in the middle of the circuit. He's way out of formation as Heinonen looks for the final outside zone, puts the wheel to the edge of the circuit, stamps on the accelerator and gets himself across the line.
Well, that's definitely half dangerous right now. And Edgar Kagaris is going to know all about it in about 30 seconds time because he's going to go for that door.
He certainly is going to go for that door and he's hunting it down right now as he looks for the back bumper as Kagaris fires that car from left to right. Lauri Heinonen just goes for a nice simple initiation, tucks himself up on the inside and now starts to work himself into the groove. Look at this, on the back bumper, no messing around, he's on a nicer line than Kagaris. Dials on the angle, almost puts himself in a bit of a situation there, but Kagaris falls off that qualifying line as he gets into the outside zone, stabs a handbrake, that opens the door once again for Lauri Heinonen. Heinonen going to go for it here, he's going to put the risk in. Kagaris way off the finish fans.
And both of those finishing 1 and 2 in the Nations Cup last year.
Oh man.
Oh, here's a big one. You can see the Irish fans and the Finnish fans are waiting what's going to happen next. Lauri fires in. McKeever, contact on the entry. McKeever had to back out of it.
Yeah, he did have to back out of it, Dave. He had to think about this, and that could have opened the door a little bit for Lauri Heinonen. He's lightened that car, he's put more grip in it, and now you start to see it unfold as he fires down the circuit. You can see McKeever hasn't really got an answer at the moment. He's going to have to make a dive into this final outside zone, and look at the pace from Lauri Heinonen. He didn't even lift off the throttle into the outside zone, and he drives away from McKeever.
There's no catch, top 16 level. Everyone's going to be terrified of you. McKeever has got to pull something out of the bag. Very hard to do it from the lead position.
It certainly is. He's going to go for a wild initiation. He fires that car across the circuit, big angle, but look at Heinonen onto the door straight away, and he doesn't even get affected by the back out from McKeever. McKeever lifts off the throttle, and Lauri Heinonen stays with him. Oh, big transition through the smoke from Lauri Heinonen. This is insane. Heinonen makes a big mistake there, though. Mistimes the transition, but he's on him. He hits him. Oh, and there's contact between the two drivers, and that upsets Heinonen as he gets back into it again.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Just when you thought.
Oh,
see? Sorry. Lauri Heinonen in the lead position. Kevin Piscotty in the chair. Oh, look at Kevin Piscotty firing in onto the door. Lauri Heinonen goes wide on that first corner. Tries to tuck the nose. It does. Then Piscotty, we know Lauri Heinenen's car is so fast. He's got to stay with him. But Piscotty pushes very wide on the transition. As look at Heinonen. He's absolutely perfect in that lead position. Is there any stopping Lauri Heinonen right now? As Piscotty goes right up to the door, tries to catch the flying fin, but it's tougher than it looks. This is for a space in the top 4. Heinonen and Chase, Piscotty in the lead.
Here we go through the gears they go. Piscotty knows he needs to do everything he can, use every tool in the box right now to try and drive away from Lauri Heinonen. Fills him with a cloud of smoke, and he's closer than anyone else has been before. But that aggression shone through again, Dave, as Lauri Heinonen almost hit the side of Kevin Piscotty's BMW. They now come through that last inner zone, fire into that final outside zone. Back on the throttle goes Kevin Piscotty, but Lauri Heinonen right there with him. He's wandering and wavering, though. He's trying to dial that car on the side. That one was
yellow on Heinonen, so he's got half the chance to keep that record right. Sherban and Heinonen definitely the 2 fastest on the course, the 2 favourites now to take the win. Let's see what happens when they go head-to-head here in the semi-final.
Yeah, nice initiation from Benedictus Cherba as Lauri Heinonen starts to get into it now. Cherba starts to apply the pressure. He knows he needs to be fast. He knows he needs to put everything he can to use right now because he knows that Lauri Heinonen will be wanting to hunt him down and look for that door. Bow! Big angle brutal transition from Cherba. That was disgusting, the way he fired that car into the outside zone. No regard for Lauri Heinonen as they come across the line.
Nobody's been able to catch Lauri so far. That's what's going to be all about.
Well, can he do it? Can he keep with it?
Well, here we go.
Well, he's through the gears, and look at this. The car starts to flex under the speed that they now start to carry as Benedictus Cherba fires that car in, but he's had to give him some room to manoeuvre as Lauri Heinonen shallows off the angle massively, then starts to dial it back on again, and now Cherba gets himself back in the fight. He's the only man this weekend that's had the pace. Heinonen fires on the big angle. Cherba's still with him. Can Cherba hang in this long outside zone as Lauri Heinonen puts foot to floor and gets himself across the line?
It's Heinonen to lead in Pizora. This is for all the marbles. Here we go.
Through the gears they come. Look at this. Whoa! Kevin Pizora goes for it. Almost takes the back end of Lauri Heinenen's car as they fire into that first outside zone. Look at Kevin Pizora giving Lauri Heinonen a little nudge. He pushes him, encourages him down the circuit. Now Heinonen aggressive, wound up as he fires that car through. Kevin Pizora takes cones down on the inner zone as he squeezes the throttle and drives away from Kevin Pizora.
Absolutely sensational. Bringing the heat away is Lauri Heinonen. And in the next 40 seconds, it's all on Lauri Heinonen to make that decision.
Well, here they go through the gears. Kevin Pizora goes for a big initiation. Lauri Heinonen waits, straight line approach to this one. As Heinonen looks for the inside, he looks for the door. He's on a shallow angle. As Kevin Pizora now starts to fill the arena with smoke, he's driving away from Lauri Heinonen. As Heinonen now sacrifices some line, gets himself in the mix, backs that car in wheel to wheel, tucks the nose up on the inside, now goes even closer than Kevin Pizora on that final outside zone. It's wheel to wheel across the line.
That is what it's all about. Last year, he's second in the championship last year. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. This year, he wants to be the champion. And Lauri Heinonen from Finland, laser focus into the first corner, NASCAR powered.
Wow. Yeah, look at this. Heinenen's not messing around. He wants a championship. He missed out on it narrowly at round one. He wants to get that top step now as Heinonen throws big angle into this outside zone, works the throttle there. Dodge, NASCAR V8. Pro-charged, supercharged, bolted to the side of the engine, screams down in front of the grandstand as Heinonen avoids the wall. He doesn't want to damage the back end of this carbon fibre S13, but he does damage it on the second wall, looks out the window, across the line.
That's poetry in motion. Poetry in motion from Lauri Heinonen. It sounds good, it looks good, and the judges are nodding their heads. Heinonen this year says, forget the Shanahans, forget Viansek, forget the Rinsen.
Top four.
This is the moment he's got a 93.5 on the board. Worse conditions than the first run, and to guarantee it, he's got to go higher.
He's certainly got to go higher. He needs to push himself up a couple of spots at least right now as he flicks that car in. Whoa, 90 degrees from Lauri Heinonen as he now unleashes that incredible sounding V8. But this is where things now start to get tricky. He transitions into outside zone 4, and this is where it's going to grip up. Can he hold on? Oh, look at that, almost bone dry halfway through the zone as Lauri Heinonen flicks it across the circuit, goes for a full wet transition towards the wall. Can he hold on to it? He can. Now it's going to dry up once again. This track is unpredictable, but he still puts the bumper to the wall.
I don't know how he's doing that.
Still fulfills the
I
zones.
don't know how he's doing that because he
Always
has
got it dialed. The light goes green, they're through the chicane, down through the gears they go. Heinonen to chase down Kuba Brzezowski for a spot in the showdown final, and once again, big separation. Brzezowski fires that car in, he's not messing around. This huge separation this time as Brzezowski puts the car right where it needs to be, and now it's Lauri Heinonen that's playing catch-up. But he's out of the outside zone, it's scrappy for Brzezowski. Heinonen opens the door and takes a step in as he looks for the back bumper on that GR86 and fires it down onto the door as they get to that final outside zone. Heinonen now going for some redemption, looks for the side and across the line. It is go, and Brzezowski now matches the pace of Heinonen. He won't let him go. He knows what he needs to do, and look at this, he's door on door. They're going down through the gears. Heinonen flicks the car across, and Brzezowski now has the advantage. No separation as he fires through. He gets right up close and personal as Heinonen goes wide, drops a wheel off circuit. Brzezowski deals with it. They get into this outside zone, but Brzezowski's way on the inside. He's almost going to tag the front wheel, and it's wandering and wavering for both guys as they now fire towards the wall. Will Heinonen go wide? He does. Oh, contact! As Brzezowski banners the side of Lauri Heinonen.
It's only the showdown, guys. It's only qualifying.
Every single move you make as they get the green light through the chicane, they come. It will be Lauri Heinonen to lead out Clint Van Aert through the gears they come. Van Aert doesn't want to let Heinonen get away. He knows he's got the pace, and it's a big initiation from both guys. As that NASCAR V8 screams, Clint Van Aert holds onto it, dials a little bit too much angle, puts himself on the inside of the circuit as Heinonen finds that wide outside line and looks absolutely cool, calm and collected as he gets into that final outside zone. Clint Van Aert tried everything he can to get up into the door, but Heinonen is up and gone.
Yeah. Oh, the sound of Heinen's car is just incredible here in the flesh.
Here, and then all of a sudden, no, it's go again time. Well, here we go. They're off the line this time. Can it be a clean one? It certainly is, as Clint Van Ork gets through the chicane cleanly. Now pulls them both down, and look at this from Lauri Heinonen on the back bumper, initiates at the same time. Big angle from Clint Van Ork, and Lauri Heinonen puts a wheel on the inside, but deals with it now as they fire back into outside zone 4. Goes Clint Van Ork and over-rotates, and that upsets Lauri Heinonen massively. Clint Van Ork does keep himself going. Lauri Heinonen shuts it down, and he'll leave that one in the judge's hands.
Yeah, I think Lauri Heinonen knew, well, what do you want me to do with that?
Yeah.
So I think Lauri Heinonen just shut it down, saying, hey, there's no chasing that. That's an unchaseable lead, as the judges will say. And the fans are going crazy, but Lauri's got to keep his cool here because he's leading the championship, and a lot of big names have fallen at the first hurdle.
They certainly have, Dave. Can he hold it together in front of his home crowd? He's going to do everything in his power to do it. And look at this so far from Heinonen. Wow, this is a championship drive. This is unbelievable. He's going super wide. He holds on to it, though, as Heinonen now transitions across the circuit. He's on an absolute flyer, as Heinonen looks stronger than anyone else on the circuit right now. Can he keep it together? Big angle dialed on, but he gets it back. He's into the second to last outside zone. Up on the wall, across the line.
Ninth position. So all Lauri can do right now is hope he gets into the top 4 to extend his championship lead by going into the showdown. Got to throw down here.
Yeah, he's going to throw it down as well. Oh, he's 90 degrees on initiation. He's buried into the wall. And no way can Lauri Heinonen top the qualifying score, but he's going to go for it. He wants it. He's hungry as the Finnish driver goes deep onto the wall, looks for the transition. This is so fast from Heinonen. He's super wide. And look at this transition as he goes for the final outside zone on the wall. Is unbelievable.
Initiation was Poitalaxo, and both of these drivers believe they are the best from Finland, and we're about to see who actually can take the bragging rights as they come through the gears.
Yeah, there we go. Nice initiation. And look at this, Heinonen painted on the side of that car, but he loses ground on initiation. Poitalaxo's fast as he puts the hammer down, tries to drive away. Now Lauri Heinonen plays catch up. He dives through the smoke, and it's a brave dive. Jumps up onto the side. Jumps up onto the side once again. He's taking brave moves here. And man has got to drive that car tomorrow. Fires it in onto the door and absolutely pushes the back end. And the tail lights all been removed from the back of that BMW. They're through the chicane, down through the gears as he fires in. And now Poitalaxo's chance to find the door to S13. Can he get it? He can, but he's wandered on the inside. He's made a huge error. Poitalaxo shuts it down. Lauri Heinonen now drives away, and Poitalaxo has to play catch-up as the old dog, the OG of Finnish drifting, looks like he's to one down, and it looks like the young blood of Finnish drifting will take
wants to top the show, and Heinonen wants those extra championship points. It means a lot to both of these drivers.
Yeah, look at this. Nielsen goes for it, almost gets himself pinched on the inside, and he has to back out of it. It opens the door for Heinonen. He's on a flyer, dialed in on angle, onto that wall, and now Nielsen starts to catch up, starts to find the pace. He takes a brave dive through the centre of the circuit. Will he make another one? Of course he will. As he comes down, Heinenen's giving him the perfect lead line to follow as they transition back. Can Nielsen get onto the door? And he can. He's wheel to wheel.
Heinonen can go for it here. He's got the fans all behind him here in his local track. Coming in. And oh, look at that. Heinonen goes right to the door from the off. Wow, what an initiation. I almost stumbled on my words. There was going to be a big crash there. But Nielsen does a good job in the lead position. Heinonen carefully calculating how close he wants to be, and it's very close is the answer as Heinonen dives down through the smoke. Wide line from Nielsen, and a last-ditch effort from Heinonen. It's unbelievable. From Lauri Heinonen up onto the door he goes. Everyone's looked sketchy in these conditions, and now Lauri Heinenen's got to step it up. If he wants this championship, if he wants to stay in the lead, he can't afford any mistakes.
No, now it's time to shine for the young Finnish driver as Mikael Reihart backs that car and almost makes contact. He goes on the inside, he has to shut it down. Now he's got no grip. And you can see Reihart in the middle of the circuit trying to play catch-up as Lauri Heinonen goes super wide but makes it work now. Looks for the transition. Reihart gets himself back in the fight, but he's almost straight through there as he tries to keep up with Lauri Heinonen as he makes it work. That V8, that response, that supercharger, the grip in that car, the way it's balanced, he's making it work. Lauri Heinonen looks fast around here, the only guy to look quick on this circuit in these conditions, but he's in the wall, but he makes it happen across the Newton. Mikael Reihart, we go back to the start line. Reihart now to lead out Lauri Heinonen. This is for a spot in the top 16 to keep that championship hopes alive. Look how slow Lauri Heinenen's going now. He's going to make a dive. It's a very late initiation. Does he know he maybe has 1 foot in that top 16? Look at the shallow angle. He's on the inside. Reihart takes the back end off the car in the outside zone. He's going to go very wide. He's on full angle. Heinonen deals with it as they come through the middle of the circuit. Go for a transition and a big straighten for Reihart once again. Lauri Heinonen now losing ground as he evades the outside zone. Reihart picks up some grip and he's up and gone to the two last outside zones as Lauri Heinonen finds the inside of the circuit. This is scrappy from both sides, Dave.
Oh. So they're going to go for it here. Lauri Heinonen will take lead. Jarkko Julia in the chase.
Yeah, look at this full dry track. We're expecting fireworks right now. Big initiation from Lauri Heinonen. Jarkko Julia goes for it, but he's now slippery down that part of the circuit. For some reason, Lauri Heinenen's found the only wet part of the track. They fire through. Jarkko Julia keeps a hold of it as he now jumps over the curb. Goes deep into the wall, goes Lauri Heinonen as they fire down to the outside zone. Jarkko Julia still hanging on. Can he hang with him on the last part of the circuit? He's going to have to shortcut the track to get across the line.
Well, you know what, not affect his front wheels. Let's see what happens as they come off the line. Finland v Finland in the top 16.
Yeah, look at this. Through the gears go. Heinenen's onto the back bumper. He's going to show Jarkko Julia that he is the man at the moment right now. Julia gets into the outside zone and it's a nicer line from Jarkko Julia. And Heinonen deals with it. Does a really nice job in that chase position, but he shortcuts and he makes a little mistake there as he comes through that inner zone. As they fire down through the wall run into the outside zone. Jarkko Julia goes super wide, but wheels off track.
Yeah,
and almost
over.
contact.
He's thrown it away. It's over. 2 wheels off the track is an incomplete. And to me, you know what? Lauri was catching, but it wasn't perfect from Lauri Heinonen. And then they came down the hill, and Jarkko Julia threw it with a little bit too much pace.
In front of his home fans. Can this be the weekend? He stands on the top step of the podium. Through the gears they go. Cherba goes wide, goes on the inside, and gets up onto the door, but shuts it down.
Yeah.
As Lauri Heinonen fires away.
Same issue in the top 16 for Cherba. Something's wrong with that car on initiation, whether it's cutting out or whatever is happening. Cherba on that first corner, something's up with the car, and it's happened now in 2 battles. And Lauri Heinonen, he's not going to get an easier chance. He's going to roll into that pit. He's going to take a look across at James Dean's pit area and say, well, they're working hard, but Dean's car is not 100%.
Well, there we go. Look, he's initiating, gets that car right to the edge of the circuit, fulfills that second. And I mean, this guy is on rails.
Yeah. I mean, on any given day, you sit there and you say, James Dean in the top 4. You know, it's going to be against anybody. Spot in the final here in Finland. Off the line they go.
Oh, Shannon, look at this through the gears, and he's staring down as Lauri Heinonen fires it across the circuit. Dean knows he can't let him get away, and he hasn't. He's pinned it to the front wheel. He loses a little bit of ground as Lauri Heinonen opens up the throttle, but then he gains it back. Dean hunting down the Finnish driver. Heinonen goes deep on the outside zone, but there's no shaking. James Dean, they come over the hill, and Dean's closer than anyone, but he almost over-rotates and gives him that ground to drive away.
They're starting to believe here. Heinenen's got to go for it. He's got to throw everything at this one.
Oh, he's smoking tyres off the line already. And look at Heinonen, he's hunting down James Dean. He's always said he wants to beat James Dean. He wants to prove he's the best. He wants to win a round, and to do it right here in Finland and take down Dean at the same time would mean the world to the young Finnish man. And right now he looks stronger than ever. Oh, he's clever driving. Can he get back on the door? Of course he can. Lauri Heinonen
is the final of round 3. Here we go.
Through the gears, down through the start line, and Shannon, they fire a big angle. I thought he was going to spin. Lauri Heinonen made no sense. Dwayne McKeever deals with it. As Lauri Heinonen now absolutely nails the throttle through the floor, but there's no shaking. Dwayne McKeever as he transitions behind Lauri Heinonen down into the second to last outside zone. Heinonen goes for the wall, gets up on the zone, and Dwayne
this is a stressful one. Heinenen's got to pull out some magic here. He's got to go for it. He's got to find something else here against McKeever, and McKeever's got a fast start.
Yeah, he has, and he's gone for it. He's put on a big angle initiation, but can he hang with it? And look at Heinonen, he's closer than McKeever was. He's onto the door, and he comes through the smoke, and he bounces the curb, and he uses it to push him onto the door of McKeever's S13, and now Heinonen looks once again. Will he get lost? Oh, and he doesn't! He's closer than McKeever! He's on the door!
He's got to go through one of the toughest, most scary tracks on the calendar. Lauri Heinonen, ice cold Lauri Heinonen is ready to go here.
Well, here we go, Dave. Through the gears, he goes big initiation, super early. Look at that, he's got that thing in spokes as he comes firing down, flicks it across the circuit. Oh my God, he is hammering the throttle and the rev limiter as he carries an incredible amount of speed and pace. And this is textbook. Look at the line he's got. He puts the back bumper to the wall. Heinonen is unstoppable. He is absolutely in the zone this year.
Oh. So Lauri Heinonen now to top qualifying has to get a 98 really. It has to be perfect.
Oh my God, look at his eyes. He's absolutely dialed in, Dave, and he goes for it earlier than anyone else. He's wider than anyone else. He's carrying a big angle. Look at the angle on that first outside zone, right to the edge of the curve. This is unbelievable from Lauri Heinonen. He wants that top spot in qualifying. Oh, some points, and he now puts the back bumper to the wall, dials it in, smashes the back end off the wall for the fans and across the line.
For such a cool and calm, collected person, what did he attempt there? Like a full 90 degrees backwards entry halfway through the course. I mean, no, he's got a 96.5, so it doesn't matter. He's still in the showdown. But that was outrageous.
To his left in that yellow NASCAR engine 180SX, and I'll tell you what, big championship moment here. Heinonen goes out here, he's got problems, but he's got to be confident, he's got to be smooth, he's got to be slick, and he's definitely fast.
Oh, he's definitely fast, though. Look at this. Lauri Heinonen as he fires that car across. Perfect lead line so far. Spossop takes the opportunity to try and dive up into the door. The rookie looking for an opportunity to stick it to the championship leader right now. And Heinonen, he's in the zone. Is the machinery up to the job? And it looks like it is right now as he glues it to the wall across the line.
Position. Look, I've got to say it, Lauri with the advantage from the first run, but anything can happen. It can switch either way. Lauri Heinonen cannot afford to underestimate the rookie opponent here.
No, he can't, and he's waiting for the initiation. I think he's going to play this one safe. Makes a little dive on the inside, now backs off. Lets Spossop get himself into the groove. Nice transition from Spossop. He's on a blinder of a lead line at the moment. He's a little shallow on the outside zone, though, as he flicks it. Heinonen goes for a brave transition down the inside. Heinonen almost makes a big error there. He played that one very carefully. Stalled up on the initiation of transition, sorry, now dives onto the door across the line.
Heinonen has, he wants to win. Here we go.
Yeah, look at this. Laser focus from Lauri Heinonen as he absolutely leaves Korpelinski. Now Korpelinski dives, transitions early, has to handbrake. He's made a hash of it down the middle, and Lauri Heinonen seems to be opening this one up and taking a good step into the Great 8. As Korpelinski goes for it, oh, it's dangerous, it's close. Korpelinski almost puts Lauri Heinonen through the wall.
And you can tell every time Korpelinski made a mistake, the grandstand was erupting because they are living and breathing their dreams through Lauri Heinonen right now. All of those fans.
Korpelinski, this is going to seal the deal, so all he has to do is initiate and make it round that first outside zone. And Korpelinski's done that. I'm not sure how much more of the run he's going to do. He might fulfill a full pass. Car didn't look really 110% chasing Lauri Heinonen. It looks pretty good right now as Korpelinski lays down a lead run, and that means it seals the deal, Dave. Heinonen.
Yeah, out in top 16, and again, not really his fault. Well, it is his fault. He went on the curb, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So when you run your tire pressures really low, and you get close to a curb, especially the huge curbs, well, they're not even curbs, they're speed bumps here, you're going to DB the tire. And that's what Heinonen did. He made the error. And that is devastating. Now, I don't know how much damage it's going to do to his championship final. I'll tell you what, as the leader of the championship, but he starts here in qualifying for Lauri Heinonen, and he's got to go for it. Man, does he know how to throw down.
He certainly does, Dave. Look at this. Nice initiation from Heinonen. Gets on the throttle nice and early. Keeps that car right to the edge of the circuit as he puts back bumper to almost to the wall. Nice transition. Very collected, very calm as Lauri Heinonen now lets that car wash down the circuit, then wash back out again. Very long on the outside zone as he transitions, gets there early and across the line. That was beautiful from Heinonen.
Great run from Lauri Heinonen, I gotta say.
Top four. So Cherba sits in that top four. He needs a 95.5 to match Calais Roven Power to get himself in that top four. What could he do? Flicks it through. Lauri Heinonen goes for it on the throttle nice and early. Skips that NASCAR V8. Supercharged, screaming as he puts the back bumper to the wall. Nice transition from Heinonen. Looks for this outside zone. He's very early to it. He makes it work. He drops the car down. Now flicks it across the circuit. Looks for this outside zone. Back across the circuit he goes. Very wide and across the line.
That's a big run. That's a big one. That's a contender. That is a contender.
I don't know if it was enough.
He's given it.
Yeah, and Heidrich wants this. He knows he needs to get some decent points in the bag this season. Heidrich not really made a move, but look at this from Heinonen, absolutely flawless at the moment. And Heidrich stalls up on that transition and allows Heinonen to start driving away. And that is the last thing you can do to this Finnish driver is give him any room to move. And now he starts to extend that ground and drive across the line.
It's a huge move from Heinonen, as I mentioned, who needed the win here. I mean, if you look across the bracket, he's got to make it work. Get through this battle, put it on Heidrich's door. Heidrich's going to throw a wild entry in here, hoping to throw off Heinonen into the first corner. Let's see what happens on big angle from Heidrich. He goes right to the edge of the circuit, very aggressive from Max Heidrich. Lauri Heinonen waiting to pounce in the background here as he comes through. Much more proximity now from Heinonen as they come through this center section. Heidrich on a great line in the lead though, and Heinonen with that little bit more proximity. Early transition from Heinonen, that's what Heidrich didn't do, but Heidrich great at the lead, and Heinonen does a great job of putting it on the door.
That was so perfectly executed on that transition from Lauri Heinonen.
Because of the championship, but they don't want to see any Finnish driver go out. Here we go, championship on the line.
Yeah, it is on the line as well, Dave. But look at this from Heinonen, all the way up on that bank, full throttle, no messing around. Juha Ritten optimises on that perfect lead line. A little wobble there from Ritten, and he goes in hard. Oh, and he goes in way hard. He came in so fast to make a dive on Heinonen that there was no way he would slow that down, Dave.
I think he just couldn't hang with the pace Heinonen was coming through that first section. He made a big jump. He knows how good Lauri is. That's why it's not deemed safe to run. Fair point.
And there we go. And look, it proves our basis, because earlier on we were getting information from people all over the circuit, and you know, we thought James Dean had done a drive shaft or a pump shaft, and it wasn't. It was a piece of rubber that took a belt off to shut the car down. But there we go. Lauri Heinonen, very calculated, very clever, not doing too much, just doing enough there. And he'll be happy with that. And you know what? It means more to Lauri Heinonen right now. But Jack will know that if Connor's in contention, he can stop Heinonen and get Connor further up. They fire in. Look at the initiation from Lauri Heinonen. Jack deals with it as he fires on more angle. Heinonen buried into the wall. Absolutely ripping through the circuit is Lauri Heinonen. Jack doesn't have an answer right now, but now he starts to climb down, starts to climb onto the door. And that S13 as they fire through. This is so fast across the line.
I think after the first run, I would say advantage Heinonen. Let's see where we go here.
Well, he's got the pace. Can he deal with Jack Shanahan right now? They're coming down. A big flick in from Shanahan. Keeps it controlled, though. Now looks for the outside zone. Heinenen's in the smoke. We can't even see him. He's that close. Fires it across the circuit. Heinonen needs to apply a little pressure here. Starts to turn the screw a little, and he needs to get something up on Jack as he fires on the transition. Can he get off onto the door across the line? He can, but the lead line from Jack wasn't the cleanest.
But Piscotti, well, he could spoil the party and start another here tonight. Here we go.
Yeah, through the gears, down through the chicane they come. Look at Piscotti onto the back bumper already. Heinonen throws in that big flamboyant initiation, and it works for him once again. Piscotti deals with it, creeps up the inside. Piscotti knows what Lauri Heinenen's all about. And look at Piscotti onto the front wheel, but contact. And Piscotti has to shut it down. Heinonen continues to run. Piscotti gets back into it, but Piscotti made his own mistake.
Yeah, he did. He went to
There we go. We get the green light ready to rock and roll. Piscotti to lead out Heinonen for the spot in the first and second playoff. The fire in, absolutely incredible. Piscotti drops way down though. Can he get an outside zone? Of course he can. He knows his track like the back of his hand. Flicks it across the circuit. Heinonen on him though as Piscotti goes deep into the wall. Beautiful lead line so far from Kevin Piscotti as he starts to pull away from Heinonen. Heinonen not doing too much right now as he knows he's almost got this one in the bag.
I'll tell you what, Lauri Heinonen, he didn't even need to push down. Heinonen in the lead as the higher qualifier, Kavia in the chase, and here we go.
Through the gears, down, no messing around. Big opposite flick from Lauri Heinonen, and Kavia deals with it. Look at Kavia glued to the door of the other S13 as they fire across the circuit. Kavia now waits for the transition. Heinonen gets himself into the wall. So does Kavia. No messing around though. Back out of it again as they go deep. And Kavia goes for an early transition. Up onto the door he goes as Heinonen drags him across the line.
Oh, it's knife edge. Knife edge from Kavia. I thought he was going in the wall. He almost did what Kevin Piscotti did and go in the wall. Kavia can get the job done here. He's got to put it on the door for Finland, and he's got to put it on top step in the championship. Here we go.
Yeah, look at this. Nice initiation. Heinonen goes late on the initiation. Gets that car set up, but Kavia's already up and gone. Flicks that car from left to right. Heinonen, a big throttle. Dabs on the foot brake. Now looks for the side of Kavia, and I don't think he's had that much proximity before. As Kavia now starts to drive away. Kavia almost gets taken out by Heinonen. He's glued to the door.
Forget about it. That transition from Heinonen, forget about it. That's absolutely insane. He almost threw the car, the championship, and the whole kit and caboodle out the window there. I'll tell you what, if he hits him there, that's the two cars written
Lauri
right
Heinonen
off.
gets himself into the top four in qualifying. At the end of it is all said and done, he's one step closer to that championship. Heinonen fires in.
Yeah, look at this big flick across the circuit, gets onto the handbrake nice and early. Look at that fluid line into that first outside zone. Oh, it's beautiful from Heinonen, just what we'd expect from a person leading the championship. Oh, wow! Gets a little deep into it though, and I'm not sure the judges are going to like it, but he dealt with it massively. The big angle was what the judges probably didn't look for. They didn't want that as he fires through the centre of the circuit, dabbing the foot brake, keeping the back end of that car under control as he fires through. Nice long arc. Will he get to the outside zone in time? And he does. And look at the angle. It's perfect. And Heinonen now looks for this final outside zone, puts back bumper to wall across the line.
That's the best run of the day, and I don't think it'll be top qualifier because
in the championship.
I'm not sure. But McKeever and Dean are now clawing away at it. Can Heinonen step up when he needs to if he wants to be champion?
Well, he has to do it. He has to get himself in that top four and battle it out this evening here in the qualifying showdown. He fires in. He's absolutely on point as he runs the back end of the S13 along the wall, and it's nice on that inner zone. It's not as nice on that inner zone as he flicks it back across the circuit. It's a little tentative. He holds on to it, but he gets himself into that zone. Now he works the back end of that carbon fiber S13 into the groove, into the wall, and it's a lovely line. But can he get to the outside zone 5? Of course he can. He transitions. He creates that perfect arc. He's on throttle nice and early. He's on a lovely line. It's good angle. He's flexing the bodywork. He's not taking it off. He's just showing off to the judges as he crosses the line.
Big run, clutch run. It's time for Heinonen to prove his worth. Can he clinch that championship? Can he put McKeever out of the race? Well, he's got to win this one.
Well, there we go. His big flick across the circuit, and it kind of upsets Adam Zalewski a little bit. Now he's going left standing, and Zalewski not into it, but a tag onto the wall, and a tag onto the wall once again for Lauri Heinonen. But now Zalewski shallows up the angle and finds himself into formation. He fires through the circuit. They get those inside zones, and now Zalewski onto the door of Lauri Heinonen, but he upsets his own line and has to back out of it ever so slightly. Zalewski is not going to let Heinonen win this one easily. They come through the centre of the circuit. A big transition for Heinonen on the handbrake into the outside zone nice and early. It's scrappy from Zalewski. He's wandering and wavering, but he has the proximity as they get to that final outside zone and across the line.
One over push here, and this could be a lot more stressful for the Finnish fans than Lauri Heinonen. He's got to keep his cool. He's got to stay on the door, and he's got to get the job done. In behind Zalewski goes, and he's right there on the initiation.
Yeah, he's not going to let Zalewski get away. Zalewski gets into the outside zone. He's shallow on the angle. Now starts to work it in, and Heinonen has to deal with it. Heinonen works his way through. And Zalewski goes for a wild transition and puts the car into the wall.
I'm telling you, that car's after letting go. I think something's let go in the car. Heinonen said it's just one more battle between now and glory, and here we go.
Well, this is it. This could be the one. Lauri Heinonen fires that car from left to right. Big handbrake track, gets on the throttle nice and early, sets himself lovely into that first outside zone. Cherba hits the wall, has to correct, and now they get into it. Now they come through the middle of the circuit. A little bit of grip, a little bit more pace in these cars. Now the track is drying slightly, and look at that from Cherba onto the door. A big dive across the circuit from the Lithuanian. Big angle carried by Lauri Heinonen. He goes over the outside zone, but there's no shaking Benedictus. Cherba is right with him. He tags the rear wheel, shallows up the angle once again. Oh, and he's almost straight there, is Cherba, as Lauri Heinonen brings him across the line.
Oh. If you like your drifting tense, we got two scoops from Glory. From the underdog 3 years ago to now the man to beat. Can he seal the deal and take the championship? Cherba goes for the big dive in, and Heinonen fires in on the door, and Heinen's there. Heinonen needs to force the issue here. If he wants to be the 24 champion, he's got to take it from Cherba. He can't expect it to win. Oh, and Lauri Heinonen almost goes in the wall. He avoids it. That was the moment. He got around it, and Lauri Heinonen stays in the mix and on Cherba's door. Heinen's got to be careful here. His boat drivers flex the wall with the rear end of the car. They transition back. Heinen's 2 corners from the championship, but he takes the risk. The champion's risk. The risk that no one else would take. Heinen's taken it, and he may just have taken the championship.
That was phenomenal.